Today we're gonna talk about cue cards question, and trust me, this is the 10 cards. If you know these answers, you can build any story along it. For example, I'm gonna cover special person. If somebody asks about a special person, you can just put it in your mom or any grandparent or any friend. If I put your favorite pastime thing, so they can ask you how do you spend your time or what's your sporting event, you can use that. If I talk about a study method, so they can talk about how what's your approach towards work or study, you can use the common one. If you practice this 10 cue cards practice questions which I'm gonna talk about it, you can build your story and you can put it and frame in any situation which it asks. For example, a favorite photograph can turn into your favorite experience. So I'm gonna quickly jump into it. Let's talk about a special person. Details someone who has greatly influenced you. Who the person is, when do you met this person, what special qualities this person has, and explain how the person has influenced your life. So what you can say in here is the person is my mother or the person is my friend. I met my mother since childhood, and the quality, she's very kind, she's very giving. And how she has influenced is that you've learned all the positive things from her, like being polite to people, respect elders, and you can build same story for your friends. And if somebody asks about how your grandparent is, who is your favorite grandparent, you can use those qualities and everything, because the question would be around your favorite person with your friend, family, teacher, your mentor. So one question can help you to build thousands of answers for scenarios. Let's take a second scenario, which is a difficult experience. You can say, describe a difficult experience you have or had in the past. You should say what happened, why it was difficult. If you were able to overcome the difficulty, and explain what you learned about that experience. You can say that the difficult experience was when I lost my identity cards. It was difficult because you didn't had your any identity proof, and you didn't even had your driving license. Yes, you overcome with the difficulty and you learn that you need to keep things safe when it comes to your identity proof. So they can also ask you what was a difficult challenge you had in your life, or what was the most difficult situation. So anything can be built over this questions. If you have answers, you can put it there as well. Let's come to the memorable journey. Describe a memorable journey you have made. You should say where you went, how the journey lasted, what happened during the journey, and say if you ever make the same journey again. You went to a pilgrimage and the journey lasted for 4 days. It was very good fun, like you had your family and friends together. You had your favorite food, you had a lot of photographs. So yeah, so you can build the answers until there. And the memorable journey can be a memorable moment. It can be asked as a memorable moment. It can be asked as a memorable or your favorite activity. So you can build anything about that. Future hobby would be your fourth cue card. Describe a hobby you want to take up when you are much older. You should say what hobbies, what special equipment is needed, if any, when do you want to take it, and explain why this is suitable hobby for older people. You want to you can say that you can paint well, you can sell your paintings, and it's not a time frame that you have to finish, because when you get older, it's not restricted to time, it doesn't have any timelines. So that's where it can be suitable for older people, because whenever they have their availability, they can work on it and they can earn money. So the fifth cue card would be your study method. The person wants to know, describe a good method you use. You should say what the method is, where you learned this, whether you think that many other people use it, and explain why this method is effective for you. You can say that when you read something, you start writing it, because it gets framed in your mind, and you've learned that while you write something, it actually makes a mark in your mind after listening. And yes, it is effective, and many people just study and write together to make a combination into your brain so that you can remember. So they can talk about your strategy to solve problems, study method can be. So same approach things. How do you approach a project, or how do you approach a new task given by your leader? So everything can be answered. Same words can be used. Same framework can be used to answer all those questions. Let's take a cue card 6, which is a favorite photograph. You can say it. Describe a favorite photograph. You should say what the photo shows, who took it, where it is kept now, and explain how you feel when you look at this photo. You can quickly say the favorite photograph is my family photograph. It shows all my family members, 2 brothers, 1 sister, mother, father, who took it. It was taken by my uncle. Where is it kept now? It is always in my common room, living room, where everyone can see. And whenever I see the photo, it recalls me how beautiful I used to look in my childhood, and how the family was together and what fun we had. So it was taken on my father's birthday, and it remembers me, my father's birthday, and the memories and all the fun we had that night. Okay. So it can be your favorite photograph, it can be your favorite moment, it can be your favorite time spent with your family. So everything can be framed, in the same question, but in a different way. The question can be asked from you. Sporting event. Describe a competitive sporting event you attended. What event was, when the event was held, what happened, which team or player you supported, and explain why you think the winner was successful. You can say the event held in my school, and it was, it was a race, and I supported my best friend because he's very good at, at speed. And yes, the winner was successful because he had put a lot of effort, he practiced a lot, and it was a good team which he built, and he was a good team player. So you can write all those things and build your sporting event. Okay. Useful tool. Describe a tool you use every day, what the tool is, what it is used for, how often you use it, and say what you do if you don't have this tool. You can talk about your kitchen, and what I can talk about is your knife. You use to cut things, you make food out of it, and you use it often when you cook. And what you can say is, if you never had this tool, you can't think of cooking a better cooking. Okay. So next would be a good leader. It's very important. The good leader can be asked as a good manager, good team leader, good mentor, good teacher. So you can build all those one answer, and you can put all these questions with the same answer. Describe someone who considers a good leader. You should say who the person is, how you know the person, and what's the person's style of leadership is like, and explain what makes this person a good leader in your view. You can talk about your favorite teacher, you can talk about your manager, anyone who you think it would be suitable, and this would answer all your questions. Internet business. Describe an internet business you would like to start. You should say what the business would be, what it would involve, and how you should start it, and explain why the business would be successful. Online business, you can build your some brand, and you can start selling, like you can do a e-business. It would involve some investment in the starting. How would you start it? I would start with my mother and father support, and then I can take it on my hands alone. So thank you, and let me know if you need any questions or any topics to be covered more. Thank you. Have a nice day, and please subscribe to the channel